Good afternoon and welcome back to the workbench. I have here a little quick video about buying chips from AliExpress, and we'll just see what kind of quality the packaging is. The chips are in here. I just got them with a bunch of other stuff, including one of these things, which I got for doing audio sync. I used to just whack my screwdriver on the bench, but I thought one of those might be more interesting. It's very cheap. It's made of some kind of very cheap hardboard, particle board stuff. It smells like burnt cheese, and the paint is rusty. So yeah, what do you expect for a few dollars from AliExpress? So the question is, are these packaged properly? Do these have anti-static packaging? Are they using anti-static foam, or are they just wrapped in a bunch of cling film off someone's old sandwich? Because sometimes I've had that before, and yeah, or are they just in a plastic bag with no anti-static packaging whatsoever? Yeah, don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, this is a little module here. It's designed to be a remote control motor drive, IR remote thing. There is a infrared receiver that's supposed to go here, which is currently missing because I pinched it to fix my amplifier years ago. I either need to put that back or buy a new one or something, but the problem with this is this chip here is actually wrong. It's a Motorola MC145028, but it's actually the wrong chip. There's three chips in that family. There's the 145026, the 145027, and this one here, the 145028. The 145026 is the transmitter chip, and that's on the other board, which I currently can't locate right now. But and then there's this one, which is the wrong one. We want the 145027 because the output signals go into this audio amplifier that's being used to drive a motor, but this version here, the 145028, it only has a valid code output pin, which doesn't do anything. We need like the high-low outputs from an actual data output. This one doesn't have these. It just has extra inputs to compare against a pattern to see if you've got the correct output or not. So it'll tell you if the code received on the IR receiver is the correct one or not, because it has a valid signal that either goes high, I think, if the code is correct, or it stays low if the code is wrong. But this does that and nothing else. So yeah, this chip is no good. I mean, the chip might be fine, but it's the wrong one. So obviously this is obsolete, of course. And the MC145027, you can only get it on like eBay and AliExpress and through like obsolete chip brokers that require like a minimum $250 US order or something, and only ship via like Express DHL for another $70 or something ridiculous. So yeah, your other option is to buy it on eBay or AliExpress for like $5 for a couple of them and just hope they work. So who knows? I'm just going to open that now and we'll see what I've got. Yeah, so what horrors await? I don't know. Sometimes they're packaged perfectly fine, other times they're completely terrible. We don't know if this is a genuine chip or a knockoff or what. Some of them are new old stock, don't know, or pulls. There we go, we've got the little bubble wrap thing there. That's normal for the little envelope. But yeah, I picked this one because there was one feedback on this of a person that said that the chip worked. There were other sellers of this chip where the feedback either didn't exist, didn't have any feedback, or they said it didn't work. So I picked the one where someone said it did work. I figured that was a good idea. It was also actually the cheapest, so you know, that's pretty good. So let's see, what have we got? We've got something in here. We've got, yes, we've got a plastic bag. Of course we do. Anyway, so there we go. That's all that's in there, and we have a non-anti-static bag, of course. So this is what I'm saying. You know, they don't use the correct things. We do have some kind of foam, which is pink, which does suggest that it's anti-static foam, and it could be, but who can really say for sure? Anyway, we have that there. I'm looking at these. It does appear to have the Motorola logo on it, so they might actually be genuine, which is a good start. But I'm just going to get them out of here as I can, and we can just use that for something else. But this foam, who knows? Yeah, these look like used chips for sure, which is actually good because they're more likely to be genuine. This one looks like it's got flux residue or something on it, and that one, doesn't. But they do have the Motorola logo, and they do have the They do look genuine. The date codes aren't exactly the same. So, you know, they're not like faked. They're not like scratched off and fake date code put on, pretending that it was made last year when it's been obsolete for 10 years, as they like to do sometimes. So yeah, maybe things are looking up. Okay, so I'm just going to get these out of this foam because I have no idea if it's any good or not. I have proper anti-static foam that I can put these in. I think what I'll do is a close-up on these chips, just to see what they look like. So let me just go over to the microscope and we'll see what it says. There we go, there's our first chip there. It looks pretty dirty. Let's see, is this light going to do anything? Yeah, it kind of makes it worse actually. Let's just leave that off. So, yeah, we got that chip there. It's a bit dirty, but it looks okay. I thought that might have been a burn hole in the top, but I think it's just flux or something. So these are probably used pulls. And that one is a bit different on top. That has different text. So I don't know. That one looks more genuine, to be honest. Let's get them out of the foam and see what the pins look like. Alright. The pins definitely don't look great. But that's fine. I mean, what do you expect? So like, for example, if we put this one sideways, let's see. Yeah, you can see the pins are all bent, and clearly it's, you know, this has been used, but again, that's actually good because it means that these are probably genuine, and it does have the genuine logo on it. Of course you can fake that, but you know, it's more likely that these are good. This one looks like it's got a little bit of rust down here or something, so you know, I don't know. That's the only problem with used chips, is sometimes the condition is not great. And again, you don't know what these are pulled from. Are they pulled from a good thing or a faulty thing? And this one looks a bit more dirty on top, but the pins look in better condition. There's no rust on them, so that one looks alright to me, hopefully, as long as that's not a burn mark in the middle. But I don't think it is. It doesn't look too terrible. I think it's just dirt, really. Yeah. That's just some kind of glue or flux or something. That's not melted plastic. Yeah, that's just some kind of glue. So that's fine. So these actually are probably genuine and they probably work. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. The only real question is whether or not these things were handled well. I mean, they have put them in a non-anti-static bag, which is a bit lame, but they have used what is possibly anti-static foam, so that's a good thing. One's got a date code of looks like 9739, so maybe 39th week of 1997, and this one's 9010, so maybe 10th week of 1990. It does make sense, you know, these are a pretty old design, so those date codes would make sense for an old original chip. But yeah, there we go. So hopefully I can put that in there, and we actually will have the correct chip in there. And I've just got to find the transmitter remote thing, and like I said, put a new IR receiver in here. I've got some I bought a while ago. I just don't know where I put them, of course, as with everything. But yeah, I'll make another video on getting this working, but for now at least I'm fairly happy with this. I mean, I didn't pay much for these, but they seem to be packaged you know, fairly decently, and maybe they were handled okay. Who knows? Yeah, I have images in my head of giant scrap heaps of just random boards lying out in the rain, and people desoldering these over an open fire or something, and having absolutely no ESD precautions whatsoever. So, you know, who knows? Maybe that's just what they do in Africa. Maybe in China it's slightly better. I'm not sure. But either way, the pins are all bent up, which kind of does imply the handling wasn't that great. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll work. Hopefully these survive better than the counter chip out of the Christmas lights thing. But we'll find out, I guess, when I go to try them out. And I can always buy more if these don't work. Yeah, it's kind of a pleasant surprise. These were actually packaged not as badly as I've seen some of them. You know, I've bought some that just come just in a plastic bag, no foam, no nothing. I've had ones that are literally just wrapped up in cling film, like you'd put around a sandwich, which is even worse. So yeah, it's kind of you never know what you're going to get, and that's the problem with AliExpress and eBay and stuff. You have really no idea what's going to happen. I guess when you find a seller that packages things well, you should favourite them, and hopefully if you want to buy anything else from them, hopefully you get a decent, reliable seller. But there we go, that's it for that one. Nothing much more to say about that. Just a heads up, beware. I mean, these are obviously genuine chips, I would say. They're like pulls from used equipment. The only question is, have they been handled well, have they been packaged well? And they might be genuine and they might be perfectly working, but, have they been handled in a way that's safe? You don't know. I mean, this is arguably better than buying a fake knockoff chip that doesn't work, even if it's packaged properly, but hopefully these survived. We'll find out eventually. But for now, well, that's that. So, see you next time.